Yeah, he didn't tell me he was gonna throw me back. This man, he throws me back. Y'all, I'm not even gonna hold you. I have not been feeling the best this week. And when I tell you everything in its entirety has been trying to stop me from getting the story time out. Ooh, I got a whole attitude. But we still here and we still pressing for it, you heard? But yeah, guess what though? Guess who been on YouTube for a little bit over a month now? Yeah, stop playing with me. But yeah, anyway, shout out to all the new subscribers because baby, I see you. Welcome to the winning team. If you're new here and you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and click that subscribe button because you're going to love it over here. And of course, if you my returners and you've been here, y'all already know what it is. So I'm really going to go ahead and jump straight into this thing. If you have not been following along with this series, go ahead and click that left hand button up here at the top. Click on that link and catch up because I don't want y'all to get confused about what I'm getting ready to be talking about right now, okay? So go ahead and catch up on that, and after you catch up, come on back onto this video. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into this thing. So, y'all remember the last time we talked, I said that I was feeling better, but not all the way back to myself. Well, my little hard-headed behind decided to go ahead and go back to work, even though I was, again, feeling better. I just wasn't at 100%. So I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to be able to get through this, right? So I go back to work. Not even about 3 hours in. I don't even think it was 3 hours. I want to say it's about a good 2 hours into work. I end up having a whole nother vertigo attack. And I'm talking about a big vertigo attack. To the point where I end up calling my mom. Thank God that she was my most recent contact. Her and my colleague who happened to be working right down the hall from me. So I called my mom. I opened my eyes enough to be able to call her and say, hey, mom, like I'm having a vertigo attack. And she knew that me and my colleague slash co-worker, well, we wasn't in the same department, but we work in the same building. She knew it was cool. And I just so happened to be having her the last contact that I had talked to too. She was like, can you call her and see if she can help you? I said, yeah. I just want to let you know what's going on. She said, call me back when you get to where you got to go. So I call my colleague. I'm like, yo, I just had a vertigo attack and I'm having a vertigo attack and can you help me? She's like, yeah, I'm on the way. So she walks down the hall. She comes to my office and she's like, boo, you okay? Like, what you need me to do? Whatever. My head is down on the desk. I'm trying to be still. My eyes are rolling because, again, I'm having a whole vertigo attack. She so graciously helped me, y'all. We on the top floor. Let me mind you this. We on the top floor. So I had to go down to the elevator. And unfortunately, we had some Karens in the building. And one particular Karen that was on our floor. We're not even going to get into that. But I say that to say because they were thinking like, oh, well, we'll call 911 because basically this a liability. We'll have the ambulance come get her, whatever case may be. And she's like, no, we not calling no 911. She's like, I'll be able to take her. It's not a liability. Like, basically, like, we cool like this and I got her. She not doing that. Because the other gag is, too, one of the hospitals was right across the street, literally walking distance. And I say that because a lot of times when we went on our lunch breaks, we went right on across the street to the hospital because they had a restaurant over there. And the hospital food was just busting. All the food was busting over there in that corner. So she was like, nah, like, we not about to call the ambulance for what? For another bill? She's not a liability. I got this. So we're working downtown too as well. So there's plenty of different hospitals around us. But the gag is, at that point in time, my insurance it was some stuff going on with my insurance. So I technically didn't have insurance. But thank God, the medical clinic that was down there, they had one that was free. So she took me to the free medical clinic, which was literally, maybe like a couple of blocks over or whatever the case may be. And she dropped me off. But of course, she wanted to stick around. She wanted to stay. She's like, you need me to stay with you. You need to do X, Y, Z. And y'all, I felt so bad. I didn't want to call her out of work or whatever the case may be. So I just let her, I told her, I said, go. I said, it's fine. You can just leave me here. I already, this is my second time going through this. And I'll just let you know when I'm done. She was like, cool, just let me know. She said, I'll be glad to come back and get you or whatever the case may be. And she made me feel so comfortable. So I really appreciate you. If you watch this or when you watch this, thank you. I love you. For real. You my girl. But I sit in that medical clinic, y'all. I want to say at least for 3 hours, bare minimum. And I only say that because of the time that she dropped me off versus the time that I got seen and she picked me up. Cause sometimes when you're in that situation, your brain ain't all the way there. And again, my eyes was closed this entire time. Like I mentioned before in the last video, when you're going through this, your eyes are rolling, so you not really open your eyes. Ain't it? That ain't what you want to do. And I automatically got light sensitivity and everything else in between, right? So I'm laid over, slumped on the chair. After I told her, I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool. Just go ahead and go," because I didn't want her to miss work or nothing like that. And I know she didn't care, but that's just my thought, right? So I'm laying there waiting for them to come get me. They came and got me. They injected me again. They injected me with the nausea medicine. They injected me with whatever other medicine that was going to stop my vertigo attacks. So at this point in time, they actually gave me medicine because, again, this is the second time that this has happened. And the first time we was thinking it was just like one of those one-time coincidences, and I do the Epley maneuver like I talked about in the last video, and I'll be back to normal, just gotta get through it, right? So they never gave me medicine. This time they gave me medicine. They gave me medicine to help me with any vertigo attack that I would have in the future if I had it, because apparently at this point in that time this is what's happening now. So they gave me that to stop the vertigo attacks. They gave me some other medicine that was even stronger to help if it was like severe, because really the vertigo attacks that I was starting to have were severe vertigo attacks. So they gave me that, and they gave me the nausea medicine that you put up under your tongue. Does it go up under your tongue? I don't know if it go up under your tongue or not, but I know it dissolves. So they gave me that, and the doctor was like, basically at this point in time you need to go to an ENT, because this is the second time you had it and you've never had it before. And I'm thinking the same thing, because at this point I'm shook. I went from being fine to now I'm having these crazy vertigo attacks, and now I had one in public and at work on top of that. So that's exactly what happened. She ended up, coming to get me after it was over with. She took me home or whatever the case may be. And I went ahead and scheduled ENT, because at this point, ain't no going back to work until we figure out what's going on. Because I really low-key shouldn't have probably already went to work in the first place, because I wasn't all the way back 100. So I get an ENT appointment. And at this point, this is when we're going to start. I need y'all to start really paying attention to this doctor that we're talking about. Because remember, I said again in the last video that I thought I was going to have to go to jail, me and a few other people. So I have my ENT appointment. At my ENT appointment, the doctor comes in, and he's the type of doctor that comes in like, "Yeah, what's up? Like, what's wrong with you today?" Like, type of arrogance. You know what I mean? And then there's this other guy that comes in with him, which is his nurse practitioner. And, if you've gone to the doctor before, sometimes they bring in people with their learning and they're doing different things or whatever the case may be. And this guy, he comes in, he's very studious and very, what's the word? You could just tell that he cares about what he's doing. So he's being very professional, and you could tell he got his glasses down, he's looking like, So he's taking notes and he's paying attention to what's going on while the doctor's actually talking. So the doctor, I explained to him what's going on, what's happening, X, Y, and Z. So he wanted to go ahead and test me again by doing the Epley maneuver. If you have not seen what that maneuver is, I was going to show y'all, but that's neither here nor there. Just go click on somewhere in YouTube, the Epley maneuver, and they'll show you what it looks like and how you do it, right? So in the Epley maneuver, one of the first positions that you go in is you lean back. So he didn't let me know that the chair leaned back the way that it did. Now, mind you, he did let me know it's like a computer chair, or like when you get in the car and you let the seat back. That's just how the chair moves. So he let me know he was about to lay it back. Child, he didn't tell me he was gonna throw me back. This man, he throws me back, and we just, we go through the Epley maneuver. And of course, the initial through definitely sent me straight into a little mini vertigo attack where my eyes were starting to roll. So when that happens, you're considered having a negative respond to Well, I guess it's considered positive. Either way it go, I responded to the Epley maneuver because my eyes was rolling. I responded on both sides, but it was more on my right side, if anything, that I was responding worse. So he said, you know what? Based upon the severity that you have been going through these vertigo attacks and so frequently and stuff like that, we need to see you back in 2 weeks, and we're gonna perform the Epley maneuver again, but we're gonna put you in a neck brace for 2 weeks. Like, sir, what? What you mean a neck brace for 2 weeks? Okay. So the reason being is because, remember again, the last video I talked about how those crystals float around in your ear, right? Well, he was basically saying that they're continuing to come out of place. So sometimes they need to settle. So they were going to perform the Epley maneuver and then put me in a neck brace so I couldn't move, so the crystals could actually settle. So that was a whole thing in itself with trying to figure out where I was going to stay, if I was going to leave my house or whatever the case may be. Long story short, we had decided I was going to stay because the couches that I have, it's just perfect. It was just the best thing to do. And then the drive home, I could barely handle getting in the car and driving to the doctor's office, nevertheless going hours home. So 2 weeks, well, I think it was either 2 weeks or a week went by where I was waiting on this procedure to happen. So procedure time comes. Thank God, and you'll find out why, but thank God the doctor was busy that day. So what happens is the nurse practitioner comes into the office. He was like, hey, he's with another patient right now. We got a little bit behind. I'm going to come in here and do like your basic like setup and prepare you for this. So they had already prior to that gave me a couple different neck braces to try and fit on during the time that I was waiting to see them again, to see which one would be more comfortable for me and just to try to keep me as stable as possible during this process. So when he comes in, he goes through the usual testing again, just just looking and just doing like a basic checkup type stuff, when they do, kind of like the nurses do before the doctor comes in. So he goes through all that, and he asked me how I've been feeling, and he's just going back through his notes again. And at this point, he's like, you know what? He said, I don't think you have BPPV. He said, based upon what you said with this and how you responded to that, and some of the past symptoms that you've had with injuries with being an athlete and stuff like that. He said, it's just, yeah, I think you might have something else, and I don't want to have to put you in this for 2 weeks if this is not going to resolve the issue. I'm just like, okay, which is good, but it was kind of stressful at the same time, because at this point now you're trying to tell me that you kind of don't know what I have or what I'm dealing with. But in the same sense, that's what I registered. But what he was saying was that I think I might know what you have, you just don't have this. So with that being said, he went ahead and walked out of the office, and he was like, let me go talk to him real quick. So he chit-chatted with the doctor and told him what he was thinking and what was going on. So he comes back in, he said, you know what? I want you to come to my office, and when you come to my office, we're going to do some testing on you to see what this could potentially be for you, because there's a range of things that it could be. And I'm trying to think if I want to explain that to you right now. No, I don't want to explain it to you right now. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is go ahead and stop the story time, and we're going to go probably one more story, maybe two max, to finally get to my end results of what I got going on. So we're ending where he is telling me that he wants me to come to his facility, which was probably about 30-45 minutes away from the actual office that I was at, but where I'm at, where I actually lived at, was probably about 30 minutes away from where I lived at. So we planned another date to follow up with him, probably about 2 weeks or so outside of that, to be able to go see him. Now, just upon those experiences that I had already had between those two doctors and those two visits, I knew off bat that I did no longer want to see that doctor. His arrogance was so strong that I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to deal with him anymore. I only want to deal with you. You seem to have concern, you have compassion, and clearly the other doctor don't even know what he's talking about, because he heard the same information that you heard. Why was he so eager to ready to put me into this neck brace, and you're here and you're saying maybe we shouldn't do that? So from that point on, I was like, I only want to see him. So hold that thought, because again, in that last video, I told you again that we was thinking about we was gonna have to tussle a little bit. So yeah, man, listen, I want to say thank you so much again for being on this journey with me. I appreciate you. Like, y'all really just do not know what type of a week that it has been. It's been crazy for real, but we still here. We still rocking. I appreciate all my new subscribers. Again, if you are here watching and you're not subscribed, baby, come be on this winning team, because your girl been on YouTube for over a month and we just getting started, you heard? So yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Oh, and you know what? I think I came up with a name for all of my day ones, but we'll talk about it in another video. So yeah, as of right now, I appreciate y'all, much love, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.